welcome back to my kitchen, everyone. Today is Saturday. We're gonna be doing a super simple Saturday today. I'm gonna show you how to make an entire breakfast with just one appliance. So you don't have to turn on the oven and heat up the whole house. You don't have to dirty up a bunch of pots and pans, which means you have to clean a bunch of pots and pans. Well, you guys probably have dishwashers, but I have to do them by hand, so I have to do. Anyway, a super simple way to do an entire breakfast. But before I get started, my name is Cheri, and if you love food and fun, I love it too. So hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell and check the description because you can find some details on how subscribing helps to feed the hungry. All right, so I just love my waffle maker. That's what we're gonna be using today. And I don't use it that often, but when I do, I just leave it on the counter like for an entire week because I find all kinds of things to throw in here. And what did it for me this morning was I decided to clean out the fridge and I ran across some gravy I made a couple days ago and I thought, you know what? I don't feel like making biscuits from scratch today. I don't even feel like using the canned biscuits, which I love, and turning on the oven and dealing with all that. So I decided to get out the waffle maker and show you guys what I like to do with it. So we're gonna get started with some hash browns. And the cool thing about this is you can use like the hash brown patties, you know, like McDonald's has, you buy in the freezer section, or you can use individual tater tots. And the reason, oh, almost forgot. I do want to spray this real quick. Just because I like to make them extra crispy. So a little bit of cooking spray there. But what you can do with tater tots is you can actually make a bun. You can make a tater tot bun. So a lot of fun for hamburgers. Or you could do like a bun for breakfast. You could do that. So I try to make them like maybe in a close to like a circle because I do want to make like a breakfast sandwich with my sausage or whatever. But it really doesn't matter. I'm just showing you guys how to do it. So we're going to close it and flip it. And then while that's cooking, I'm going to get started on my egg here. So I'm just going to crack my egg. So you can do like an entire omelet, like whatever you want to put in it. So I just went ahead and chopped up a little bit of green pepper and onion this morning. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. A little more pepper. You guys know I like a lot of pepper. I know there's only one egg in there though. And we're just going to whisk this together. All right, let's see how our hash browns are coming along. Beautiful. Let's see if I can get them out of here without tearing them apart. Probably not, but that's okay. They're still going to be yummy. And they could probably cook a little bit longer, but they're pretty crunchy on the outside, so I think they're good enough. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to put in is my eggs. I'm just going to pour it right down in the center. And you could probably fit 2 or 3 eggs in here, but just be on the safe side. I'm just putting in 1 right now. And you know, I think this is great if there's just 1 or 2 people having breakfast because you can make an entire breakfast without making a whole bunch of food. You just make as much or as little as you want in your waffle maker. Let's check our eggs. Ooh, yummy, yummy. Eggs. See if I can get these out of here. Carefully. I'll just fold it over. There we go. Oop, we left a little piece behind. All right, and so I'm gonna put a sausage patty in there and I'm gonna close it. And the thing that I really like about doing sausage in here is it tends to have a lot of fat or a lot of grease. And so if I cook it in the stove or on the stove or in the microwave, I always find myself taking a bunch of paper towels and kind of blotting all that grease out of there. Where with this, I can just put my paper towels right underneath and turn this on its side and let it cook. And then all that grease will just drain away. Okay, I think he should be just about done. Ooh, look at that. He is sizzling and he smells good. It's the maple kind, so you know it smells really good. And look how much grease or fat we were able to get off of there without having to pat it all dry. So that I really, really like. All right, so one last thing, actually two things we're gonna make. So my mom, she used to sometimes get up in the morning on Saturdays or whatever, and she would make us donuts from Biscuits. And I remember she would get out the little teeny tiny cookie cutter and she would cut a hole in the center and they would stretch just a little bit. She would deep fry them and then she would coat them in like cinnamon and sugar. So this is going to be very similar to that. We're just going to use a can of biscuits to do it. And the thing that I'm going to use also, so I have a little bit of cinnamon and sugar here, which I can use, but I also have, this is our French toast popcorn seasoning. So I'll put a link to this and these little tools and this right here also. I'll show you what this is for later. But anyway, I've got my biscuit here and I'm just going to sprinkle on some of this French toast seasoning. And we'll put this right down here in my waffle maker. Oh, that smells so good. It smells even better than the sausage. So I'm gonna let this cook for just a few minutes, and I'm gonna go ahead and coat a couple more of my biscuits in some of this seasoning. And you can just use the regular cinnamon and sugar like I have there. You could also probably do something like pumpkin pie spice. I bet would be really, really good. Ooh, he's sticking. I'm gonna give that one just a few more minutes. Ooh, there we go. Now he's done. So I'm gonna take this one off. I'm gonna put this one on. And then I am gonna use a little bit of cinnamon and sugar that I'm just gonna, a little bit of extra right over the top there. And another thing I really like to do is take cinnamon rolls and put those in here. You can also take the cinnamon rolls, whenever you buy them, you know, they come in a can and you split them up into 8 cinnamon rolls and lay them individually. Instead of doing that, leave it in a roll and unroll the whole thing. So you've got these really long strips of cinnamon roll. And then I take a pizza rocker, or you can just take a big knife and just cut from one end to the next and just keep doing that all the way down so that you have these little teeny tiny, not teeny tiny, but you have little tiny squares. And so then I put those on, you know, a pizza pan or cookie sheet or whatever, bake them off, and then I drizzle the icing on top. And it's really, really good that way. All right, let's see here. So that one is done. And we're gonna put, I'm gonna put another one in here, and we're just gonna do, this one I'm just gonna do plain because we gotta have some biscuits for our biscuits and gravy, right? If you've been watching, it cooks really, really fast. So if you add up the amount of time it takes to heat up the oven and get out the cookie sheet and lay them all out and do all, really, it's still faster. You can cook each one of these individually and still be done faster. And again, you're saving yourself time and electricity. So should be done in just a second here. Let me grab a plate because we have got our hash browns. Let's put all this on one plate here. And you know what? I just realized I forgot my cheese. My cheese was supposed to go on my eggs or my hash browns. I don't even remember which one I was going to put it on. I wanted to do that right away so it melts it, but that's okay. We'll do it now. All right, so we have our hash browns, we have sausage, we have our eggs, and then we've got our little cinnamon rolls. So you could also, I said cinnamon rolls, they're really more like a cinnamon sugar biscuit, but you could also do a little bit of like a glaze. What do you call it? Like the powdered sugar glaze, powdered sugar icing. I think that's what I'm trying to think of. And do that right over the top. So our biscuits should be done. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, and a little bit of gravy. So this is the only part I have not figured out how to make in the waffle maker is the gravy. But I do know you can buy it in a can now. And that's not something I would recommend. But a friend of mine who has a bed and breakfast, she had biscuits and gravy one day. And I said, well, your biscuits and gravy are really good. And she said, oh, that's just out of a can. And I said, you mean the biscuits? And she said, no, the gravy too. And I said, well, that was pretty darn good for canned gravy. So the next time I went to the store, I found some at Walmart. And I think they only had one brand. So it must not have been the same brand she had because I didn't care for what I ended up buying. Unless she added something to it. She could have done that too, and I didn't. So I will need to ask her that. But anyway, you guys are going to have to let me know what is your favorite thing to cook in a waffle maker because there are tons of things you can put in here. Speaking of biscuits, so these are just your regular buttermilk biscuits, but you can also get the flaky kind, you know, that pull apart in layers. And those I really like because you can put those in here. And I like to get the bigger kinds of pepperoni, the big pepperoni slices, a little bit of mozzarella, tiny bit of pizza sauce, and I make like little pizza sandwiches out of them. So again, let me know what your favorite is, and I thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys again on Monday with a, what are we doing now? Make It Monday, like a crafty kind of food recipe. Anyway, I'll see you then. Bye.